Governor Mitt Romney and his wife Ann are continuing on their multi-state bus tour, and earlier this week I was able to hop on board that bus in Michigan as they traveled between campaign stops. And here is part two of my exclusive sit-down. All right, so big crowds in Michigan, 140 days to go. How are you guys feeling?
Feels great. It's fun being out on the trail. It's warm, big crowds, a lot of enthusiasm, and there's a growing sense that we're going to win this thing. So it feels pretty darn good.
You were just quoted as saying that Michigan is in play. Let's go through some of the states. Michigan, obviously, Wisconsin, different ball game now because of Scott Walker.
Oh, sure. Scott has been an effective governor there. They've seen the effect of some of his policies, balancing the budget, keeping taxes down. People have seen their tax rates go down. All these things come together to say Wisconsin folks are interested in that kind of leadership. So I think Wisconsin's in play, and we can win Wisconsin. Pennsylvania as well. I was delighted with the crowds there. I think the president's energy policies have surprised a lot of people who traditionally vote Democrat, and they say, look, this president just doesn't get how important energy is, not only to the energy sector, but to the manufacturing sector of this country. So people in Pennsylvania are saying, regardless of whether you're Republican or Democrat, we need someone who understands jobs.
Is this, you were just telling me before we got on the bus with you, and thank you for inviting us on the bus, that you have never seen him so energized, and because you were watching him do the rope line, and he stays out there longer than I guess he's supposed to, and shaking hands. And
you get so much energy from the people that you meet, and there's clearly a defining line in the sand. This election is probably the most important election for a long, long time, and it's going to make a huge change in where America's headed. And I think his speeches make that very clear, that this is the moment, this is absolutely the moment that everyone's got to get engaged, and we've got to make the right choice here.
I love reading Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers, Tipping Point. Is this a tipping point for America election in terms of, we know it's a choice election, but is it a tipping point for the country?
Well, I think we're on the road to Greece or to Spain or to Italy or to California. We're on a road that says, look, we could have a setting where we spend more and more as a government, where we borrow more and more, where government becomes more and more intrusive in our lives, and we change the very character of America, and we become more like Europe. And we know where that leads. That leads to Europe with high unemployment, very low wage growth, potential fiscal calamity. Or we're going to return to the principles of opportunity and freedom and giving people in this country the chance to realize their dreams, killing the debt that's crushing a business today and the next generation. That's the kind of choice we have. And so whether it's a tipping point or a fork in the road, I'm not sure which metaphor you want to use, but this is a defining time for America.
I feel that from the crowds, and I think if you see the size of our crowds now and everything, I think everyone there feels the same thing. It's, we're in that fork in the road moment, and we want to keep America, America. These people are really patriotic. They love America. They feel like we're going in the wrong direction, and they sense that there's something wrong with Washington and that we've got to turn it around.
It's interesting. I did notice one story where it was on Super Tuesday. Most people know, we've talked about that you have struggled with MS for over 10 years now. And it flared up on Super Tuesday. You didn't tell him.
I knew what he would have told me. It was just prior. It was like a few days before. I just knew he would just say, okay, you're off the trail, you're home, you're done, and I just knew that was not an option.
It's not an option for you.
It wasn't an option.
I'm not happy with her. I'm not happy. No secrets. No secrets. She is right. I'd have told her, okay, we got to stop. She has people that give her the kind of health care treatments that she needs to stay healthy. I just said, get off the trail. Go see your docs.
I might be breaking news here. This might be the first time we have presidential candidates fighting on it. If you guys want to keep going, I
love her. I trust her. But when it comes to her health, that's got to come first.
How important is it, now that you're on the bus, you're with your family a lot, how important is it that Ann is here with you? Your kids are out there on the trail with you. They're surrogates for you on the campaign.
Well, look, it makes all the difference in the world to me to have Ann with me. to be able to spend the day together, to both speak together at the events, to shake hands together, then to be on the bus and chat about the event, and then at night to be able to just sort of relax and decompress together. I mean, it allows me to keep going. If I'm away from Ann for very long, my kids say it's like, I need the Ann stabilizer to keep me on track. And
is that true?
Yeah, I'm a calming influence in his life, which is nice. And obviously, I think together we bring a balance for each other. It's a nice relationship we have, a good partnership that we've enjoyed.
You seem very comfortable speaking on the podium and out on the campaign trail and shaking hands. Is this a role you ever, as somebody who's never worked a day in her life? I'll get into that later.
I actually love it. I have to tell you, I love it.
Yeah.
You saw the crowds out there. You saw the people. I mean, they're fantastic. And they have so much hope riding on us. I have to tell you what really it does for me is humbling. It's very, very humbling. It is like this awesome responsibility is sinking on top of us because so many people are counting on us to carry the day for them. And I'm sensing that responsibility. I really feel it, and it's a humbling experience.
What are people saying more than anything else to you?
Save the country.
Really? They're using those words.
You've got to save the country. It's now or never. And then if you spend a little bit more time with them, and often we don't have a lot of time on those rope lines, but in the smaller groups where we do, people then express their specific concerns, and it's always about the economy, it's always about jobs, it's always about deficit spending, it's about leaving their children with debt. It's all people talk about. But there's one other thing they talk about, which is so sweet. There is not a day that goes by, and there's hardly not a person that I don't speak to that says, I'm praying for you. And I find that unbelievable, that this country is a faithful country. They believe in God. They believe in the power of prayer. And I believe that is a very sustaining power, and that's, I think, why Mitt and I are doing so well.
It's touching.
It is so touching. And I know I know they're saying it to me because of my health, and I know they're saying it to Mitt because they believe that they want God's hand guiding this country.